A Western New Yorker who was in Israel when the war began is back in Israel today as hostages return home.
Our Rob Petrie shares his firsthand account of the beginning and hopeful end of that conflict. Rob?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Dave and Jordan. A Buffalo attorney who found himself in Israel for the start of the war is now back there, smack dab in the middle of history yet again.
My wife and I were at Hostage Square, and it was just extraordinary event.
Prominent Buffalo attorney Stephen Cohen was in Israel when it all started, and now he's back for what many hope will be the end to what has been a brutal war. His latest vacation coincides with one he took 2 years ago when the war began.
We're walking in the port of Jaffa, and we're seeing missiles exploding overhead. We stayed out in this for over an hour, and by the time we got back to our hotel, we were ushered into the bomb shelter in the hotel. This was the Carlton in Tel Aviv, and the stairwell is actually their bomb shelter. But it was absolutely traumatic to hear bombs bursting outside of our hotel.
For Cohen and his family, it's a trip they'll never forget. Flash forward just 2 years later, the same can be said for the one he's on right now. He tells us how when he was in Tel Aviv, he spoke to some of the families of the hostages who were killed and how they're still waiting on their loved ones' remains.
We met people who were waiting for the remains, people who knew that their loved ones, their children, their siblings, their parents were killed by Hamas. We knew that they knew that they would only be getting bones back.
Whether or not this results in lasting peace remains to be seen. However, Cohen feels it's a strong first step in the right direction, thanks to the efforts of President Trump.
I'm a civil rights lawyer. I believe in the Constitution, and here I find myself praising and thanking God for a president who does not follow the rule of law. So I am very mixed, but I am very grateful to President Trump and, his Republican administration for what they've been able to accomplish here.
And coming up at 6, I'll be back here in studio live with more on Cohen's trip and what he experienced as the whole world continues to watch for what comes next. Until then, reporting live here in studio, Rob Petrie, News 4.